In this video, we will explore the View tab in a bit more detail, as well as other ways to navigate through your publication's pages. When you're working with your publication, it is likely that you'll want to view it in many different ways, as one particular view doesn't necessarily fit all of your needs. So, first we'll work with the Zoom feature. By default, you'll be able to see your entire publication on the screen, but there may come a time, especially when you're working with text, that you'll want to view the elements of your publication a little bit closer. So, as we mentioned in a previous video, you can zoom in and out on your publication using the zoom slider that's located in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. As you move the vertical bar on the zoom slider, you'll notice that you zoom in and out. Notice that you can also choose the plus and minus signs that are to the left and the right of the zoom slider. Notice that as you click these plus and minus signs, you either zoom in or zoom out in 10% increments. If at any point you'd like to view your entire page within the publication window, you can click the button we discussed before called Show Whole Page, and that icon is to the right of the zoom slider, and that automatically takes your zoom to a percentage that will show you the entire page. Now this percentage can vary. Notice that on my screen, when I click the Show Whole Page button, it takes me to 45%. But that has a lot to do with my screen resolution, so don't be surprised if on your computer, if you're following along with me, that you see something that is different than 45%. Okay, it really just depends on your monitor and some other factors, so no need to panic. Keep in mind that you can also zoom in and out within your document by using the keyboard and a mouse that has a scroll wheel. So if you wanted to zoom in on your publication, for example, you would hold down the Control key on your keyboard while you move the scroll wheel on the mouse up. Notice that we've zoomed in. To zoom out, we would hold Control on the keyboard while we move the scroll wheel of the mouse down. And notice that I'm zooming out. Then in and out zooming with this method will move the zoom percentage in 20% increments. So additional zooming options can also be found within the View tab on the ribbon. When you click on the View tab, notice that there is a zoom group displayed. If you would like to quickly move to a 100% zoom, you can click on the 100% button to do so quickly. If you'd like to view the whole page on the screen at whatever percentage represents the whole page on your monitor, you could click the Whole Page button. You could also choose to zoom to a specific percentage by clicking on the drop-down list and then choosing that percentage that's desired. The Page Width button will allow you to automatically zoom in on the document far enough so that the width of the publication takes up the entire screen, like I've done here. So for this letter-sized document in portrait orientation, that puts me at 94%. But again, it's important to keep in mind this setting is similar to the Show Whole Page setting. Just because mine says 94% doesn't necessarily mean that's what you'll see on your screen, so just keep that in mind. For our publication, we're going to stick to a whole page view for now. However, one thing that I would like us to do is change the viewing of our middle 2 pages of our publication as a 2-page spread, since that's how it's going to be represented when we were to print this example publication. Right now, if you look at the Pages pane, you might notice that each page within the publication is displayed in a single-page format, so we don't see a 2-page spread represented here. Within the View tab, in the Layout group, we could click the 2-page spread button to accomplish what we'd like. Notice now within the Pages pane that we can see that the middle 2 pages of the publication are now displayed as more of a 2-page spread, and this is what we want. You can also view a 2-page spread by clicking on the Shortcut button to the left of the zoom slider, as well as right-clicking on a page within a Page pane, and then selecting the option that says View 2-page spread. Whichever method you want to use in order to see your 2-page spread is certainly up to you. So now that we've taken a look at a couple different ways to view our publication, let's talk about navigating through a publication with multiple pages. As we discussed previously, the Pages pane can be used to jump from one page to another. So in this example, if we wanted to look at the cover of our publication, we simply select the first page in the pane. Or if I wanted to look at the back cover, I'd select the fourth page. Navigating through the pages is as easy as clicking on the page within the pane, as you can see. However, you may remember from a previous video that it is possible to hide the Pages pane so that you don't have to see it on the screen and have it taking up space. So it's important to know that if you don't like working within Publisher, with the Pages pane always displayed, you don't need to open and close this page every time you want to switch to another page. So what do I mean by that? Well, I'm going to hide the Pages pane. So let's say we'd like to navigate to another page within the publication without opening and closing this pane repeatedly. We can choose to use a keyboard shortcut. So on your keyboard, if you were to press Control and then G as in go, you would notice that it would open the Go To Page dialog box. Within this page, you could simply type the number of the page that you'd like to navigate to, and then hit the Enter key on your keyboard, or click the OK button with your mouse. The advantage of using this method of navigating to another page is that you can keep that Pages pane hidden, and you can also navigate to another page without ever requiring your hands to leave the keyboard. And some people really like that. So again, I'm going to type page 1 and hit enter. And it takes me to page 1. Now I don't have the Pages pane open, so you can tell that I'm on page 1 by looking at the status bar in the bottom left-hand corner where it says page 1 of 4. So now that we have a better understanding of how to view and navigate through our document, let's take a look at how we can work with things like rulers and guidelines within our publication by proceeding through to the next tutorial.